This is a beautiful Tracy. She lives here in Sioux Falls. And something, I don't know if any of you out there have been on a semaglutide or are currently on one. Tracy has been. So she can share with you her story. And for those of you, that want to share this with others, what has somebody else like them experienced through their whole process. So Tracy, thank you so much for being here. I know it's late and you've got little ones probably in bed or trying to get to bed or get your attention. So thank you.
I am just so excited to share this. Like I could talk about this all day because it's going to help so many people. So I don't know if any of you have ever had this happen where you go to your doctor's office and you get on the scale and then you go Google the kilograms to like pounds and then you're up 30 pounds and you're like, what in the what? That happened to me like 3.5 years ago. And I mean, it was COVID time. So I was wearing a lot of leggings and sweatpants and all like I didn't notice it until I went to the doctor's office. And I was like, wow. And my doctor was kind of like, yeah, wow. Like, let's rein this in. So you guys, for the next 6 months, I did all the things. I intermittent fasted, I lifted weights, I took in all the protein. The intermittent fasting wasn't working. So then we did a juice fast where we only did juice. Then I started doing 36-hour fasts and I'd work out fasted. And I was able to drop 10 of those pounds in the first like 3 months, but then I was stuck. Like they would not budge. And I was like, this is not normal. I've never had a problem with my weight. Like, what is going on? So I started Googling and Michelle, because I'm a multi-speaker of you. I don't know. You're big and I'm little. I don't know if that matters. You're so pretty. I'll just look at you while I talk. So I started Googling because that's what everybody does when they can't figure something out, right? And I discovered that I probably had insulin resistance. It made sense with all my symptoms. My dad was type 2 diabetic. My grandpa had type 2 diabetes. And so I went to a nurse practitioner friend of mine and she said, I have the answer for you, Tracy. Like, you need to get on semaglutide. It's brand new. Everybody loses weight with it. As far as we know, it's totally safe. You don't have any risks of thyroid cancer, right? And I'm like, no. And she's like, okay, then you're fine. Like red flag, red flag. But I got on it and the first year was amazing. I had like some nausea and like some little side effects, but like a year in, I was like, hot mom summer, like, look at me, 40, looking and feeling my best. And I had just sort of decided like, I'd rather be on this and pay for this medication than end up with diabetes and pay for all the insulin and all of the health issues that came with that. So I had like made my peace with it. And then I looked so good and I felt so good. I lost a total of 35 pounds. And then the second year happened and the side effects went up while the effectiveness went down. I started gaining the weight back. I was having really massive stomach cramps and like pain, like waking me up while I was sleeping. I wasn't going to the bathroom as regularly. And I've never had an issue with anxiety in my life. And I started having this like massive, like where I'd wake up and how am I gonna like even feed my kids breakfast, you know? And so I started to not recognize myself, and that was really scary. And I was like, I prayed because I'm a Christian. I'm like, God, what do I do? Because I don't want to end up with diabetes, but I also don't want to live on a prescription. I'm kind of like a crunchy, like we eat organic and all this stuff. I'm like, what am I doing here? And praise the Lord, he brought LifeVantage into my life. And when I first signed up, I had no idea this was coming. But when I heard it was coming, I just could not be more grateful because it is truly an answer to prayer and it's going to help so many people and save so many people from going on these medications. And I just talked to one of my friends today that said, oh, I haven't talked to so-and-so because she's on the shot. And I'm like, that's exactly who you need to be talking to, because since I've been on this, it has done all the good things that semaglutide did for me. I'm down 6 pounds from like, I think I had gained like 10, 12 back. So I've already in a month lost half of the weight I had gained back, but I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. I'm pooping so much. And so it's everything that the drug promises without any of the scary side effects. And I am just honestly like praising God for this and praising God that I get to share it with people because it is going to help so many people.
Who here can feel Tracy's heart, right? It's just so, so huge, Tracy. Can you share with everybody before Dr. Brett speaks, if you would, what you did, what your journey was when you started taking this activated GLP-1?
Yeah, so I went in like guns a-blazing. I'm like, I'm gonna quit before we go to Salt Lake. And that was a huge mistake. The food noise was like so loud. I was like, I am a ravenous pig. I would eat that shoe if nobody was watching. And so then I sent Dr. Jess and some of the corporate people text messages like, it's not working for me. And they're like, no, 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 like your body is used to the synthetic. We have to kind of like do this gradually. So I did a full shot the first week, then a half dose the second week, a quarter dose the third week, and now I am officially done.
Amazing. I think she's so happy. And she sent us pictures today in regards to her wearing some of her shorts on front and back. So if you see Tracy at all out there, you can get back again with the person that invited you here tonight and we can make sure that you get the picture. But it's really powerful. And the one thing that I've hounded her on since the beginning was measurements. So she's 1,000% lost a lot of inches. So her pictures definitely show it. So Dr. Brett, please.
Oh my gosh, she's fun.
She is.
That's raw real right there. I actually appreciate you telling that story because there's other people that have been on this very frustrated. It's funny, I did a meeting last week and literally 1/3 of the room had been on it, right? 1/3 of the 15 people, so 5 of the 15 had been on it. Everybody else knew somebody was on it. And this is a tiny community, like tiny. And and one of them had what he calls sulfur burps, like just felt horrible on it, but the weight loss was real, right? Another lady, she had ended up in the hospital from being on it, but the weight loss was staying off, right? So they're very big side effects. So that's what it is. Like we are willing to do whatever it takes to lose weight, right? And so it's a very unique conversation that we get to have to say, hey, if you've ever struggled with that, like how many of you know somebody that has struggled with weight loss, right? Or that has struggled or worried about diabetes or these other things that weight's tied to. Like we all know those people. And I love the realness of what you said. Like, she's obviously very strong-willed. Like, dude, I'm gonna just stop at cold turkey. Like, come on, stop at cold turkey. God will help me. I got this, right? And but when you give the body a hormone that it does not make and it no longer has the hormone, it's going to not feel good. That's a massive withdrawal, right? And so talk with your physician if you know somebody that's kind of like that way to kind of work through that process. But the body needs to have time to rework. It's like you have somebody that's like never had a job their whole life, and all of a sudden you tell them to go to work. Like it's going to be like, well, what do you mean? So, but I love the fact that what you said is that by about week 3, reducing back, then my body was now doing it on its own. That's what we do. These products we know activate the body's ability to make it. And even when somebody is taking a drug that took over the job of the hormone, the body still has the capacity most of the time. I don't know if it's all the time, but I would say vast majority of the time. And this is for a couple of years, at least over a year you were on it, right?
I was on 2.5 years
Two and
and
a
I
half years.
was so scared that I had broken my body, like texting corporate, like, I don't think this is going to work for me. And it did. So
Yeah, so I'm so grateful you're real on that. Your body has a capacity, right? If we give it the right thing. And so that's what, again, my biggest fear with this product was it wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work, right? And so but now in watching and listening and understanding, it's like there's way more to us than we realize. So I love the realness of that. Um, but your body had the capacity, and it just took some people and having that conversation. So if you have somebody that is like that and they're frustrated, like get with somebody that's in your group and have that conversation. Like she reached out to corporate, she reached out to Dr. Bueller, who's on a science advisory board, and just say, let's talk through this. Because most of the time, you got to have a conversation about why and what's happening, because your body wanted to. It's just like, dude, you told me I didn't have to work, and now you're telling me to work. Like, what's the deal? And so, but it had the capacity, and then to see the results happen, right? Not only the results, but feeling the benefits without the other side effects. That's different between the medication. When you force the body to do something, it will do it, but it's not going to like other things, right? And it's so key. If you go back to that elimination piece, the pooping part, love that, by the way, perfect, right? You know you have a kid when you say that word, right? So if somebody's not eliminating, that's a red flag. With this product, I'm seeing the opposite, right? So thank you for being real and honest with that, and that's a game changer for people.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge, and it's been something that we have definitely been celebrating. So knowing that she did, you know, that whole, the half, and then the quarter, and then now completely off, it's just so cool. And knowing how, go ahead.
Can I ask one question, Tracy? Just because I haven't seen the pictures. Um, is the body composition different on the natural GLP versus the other? And what do you mean?
Oh, huge. I mean,
In
I
what
was
way?
like, well, I was soft again, and I love working out. Like, I need it for my endorphins. So my husband's probably like, babe, please get back to the gym. But I've been traveling nonstop since I got on this product. And so I've literally been to the gym twice. And yet, when you see the pictures, you'll see like my tummy is tighter. And I'm like, I do not deserve this. I have done 0 ab workouts. Like, it's insane. Like, and I think it's working more efficiently than the semaglutide. Like, I'm seeing a difference sooner than I did on the synthetic. My mind is blown.
Yeah. So I wanted you, I wasn't, didn't know, but I assumed that was the case. Remember, your body stores fat wherever it can. So what's happening, it wants to get it away from the muscle because the muscle is a work engine. So when your body is communicating appropriately, it's like, dude, we have this extra fuel right here next to us. Let's burn that sucker right there. Right. And because it's not just one system, because with this product, you're going to hear about GLP-1, but it's more than that. It's efficiency and fuel delivery everywhere else. So but that's powerful to know, hey, I feel more firm, I feel more toned. So the workouts you're doing is going to be more beneficial because your body can be efficient in communicating and burning that fuel. So that's so cool.